In today's video, we're going to cover a Mercury product that has no Ford counterpart. That's because it wasn't based on a Ford at all. The Mercury Villager was to be Ford's response to Lee Iacocca and the Chrysler minivans. The Mercury Villager would be front-wheel drive. It would drive more like a car. It would only be sold as a passenger minivan. Today we take a look at the Mercury Villager and see if it was a worthy competitor to Chrysler's minivans.
With its V6 engine, smooth, quiet ride, and easy front-wheel drive handling, the newest Mercury will, quite frankly, remind you of some cars you've driven before. That's what makes it so different. Introducing Mercury Villager. If it was just another minivan, it wouldn't be a Mercury. All this and the quality of a Mercury.
Launched in July of 1992 as a 1993 model, the Mercury Villager was developed in a joint venture with Nissan, and it was built on a version of the Nissan Maxima J30 chassis. The Villager featured the Ford Aero look with Mercury styling touches. The front of the Villager was rounded with an oval grille opening and the Mercury light bar above it that flowed into the headlamp buckets and into the parking/turn signal lamps. All the Villager's glass was flush with the body. The sides of the Villager featured a passenger side sliding door, A-arm-mounted rearview mirrors, semicircle door handles for the front two door handles, and a flush-style hinge handle for the sliding door. Wide-body side moldings wrapped around the Villager, meeting the trim line at the front and rear bumper covers. The rear of the Villager featured a liftgate rear door with a large reflective panel and backup lamps. The interior of the Villager offered 14 different seating arrangements. This allowed for flexibility for passengers and cargo, with the ability to transport up to 7 passengers. The Villager was powered by a Nissan 151 horsepower 3.0-liter V6, which was mated to a 4-speed automatic transmission. This was the sole powertrain offering for the Villager. The Villager was offered in 2 trim levels, the GS and the LS. The available options varied greatly depending on which of the two you chose. Standard features for the GS included front cloth captain's chairs, a cloth sliding 3-passenger bench seat, 4-wheel anti-lock brakes, power rack and pinion steering, rear window wiper with washer, AM/FM 4-speaker stereo, front side window defoggers, front cornering lamps, flip-out second and third row windows, interval wipers, and tinted glass. Upgrading to the LS added features such as an electric rear window defroster, speed control, a roof rack, dual power mirrors, privacy glass, a flip-open rear window, front air conditioning, power front quarter and rear vent windows, power locks, a leather-wrapped steering wheel, a tilt column, and the light group, which included lighted visors, dual map lights, dual liftgate lamps, front door step lamps, and under-dash lighting with a time delay. Popular options for either trim level included a trailer tow package, 7-passenger seating including quick-release 2-passenger and second-row bench seat, an 8-way power driver's seat, rear heating and air conditioning, an AM/FM cassette, and aluminum wheels. The reception from the automotive press was positive overall. The Villager was constantly being compared to its sister, the Nissan Quest, but most stated the Villager offered a strong value proposition with its crisp handling for a minivan, its predicted reliability and practicality all being its strong points. The American buying public approved of Mercury's first minivan, with Mercury dealers delivering over 109,000 Villagers for the 1993 model year.
I can't drive this, which is why I don't drive most minivans. Except for one, Mercury Villager. It's different. It drives just like a car.
Mercury Villager offers versatile 7-passenger seating, front-wheel drive, standard 4-wheel anti-lock brakes, and meets all government safety standards for passenger cars.
Maybe that's why it's outselling every import competitor. Mercury Villager. Now you don't have to drive a truck to drive a minivan. At your Lincoln Mercury dealer now.
1994 was mostly a carryover year for the Villager. Mercury added a driver's side airbag. Mercury rolled out the Nautica edition, which was a more upscale trim line similar to the Eddie Bauer line in the Ford Aerostar and Ford SUV lines. The Nautica was trimmed in dark blue and gray both on the exterior and interior, and it came with its own luggage. There were no other changes of note. Mercury dealers delivered 110,000 Villagers for the 1994 model year.
Mercury Villager drives like a car, handles like a car, and parks like a car. But Villager offers a whole lot more, like a choice of a middle bench or captain's chairs, and a sliding rear seat for fingertip flexibility. Best of all, it's affordable. No wonder Villager has higher owner loyalty than any other minivan. Test drive a Mercury Villager. Bet you'll end up taking one home.
Imagine yourself in a Mercury now.
1995 was a complete carryover year for the Villager. There were no changes of note. Sales dipped slightly, with Mercury dealers delivering just over 100,000 Villagers for 1995. 1996 brought a refresh to the Villager's front fascia. Mercury removed the light bar, replacing it with the grille, which featured the Mercury logo. Dual airbags were added, allowing for the removal of Ford's passive restraint system, or as most people call them, automatic seatbelts. The lower trim level GS came in a monochromatic paint scheme, while the LS was offered in mostly two-tone paint schemes, and the Nautica became available in multiple color schemes. Ford's audio systems were all upgraded to the larger double-din units. I could find no production figures for the Villager from this point forward, not even through Ford Motor Company. 1997 and 1998 brought only available color changes to the Villager. The GS, LS, and nautical trim levels soldiered on as they had the years prior. Once again, I'm unable to find production figures for the last 2 years of the Mercury Villager. The Villager was Ford's direct response to Chrysler and its minivans. Yes, it was several years late, and that's because there was folks at Ford that believed that a minivan should be built like a truck, more like the E-Series. And those are the folks that brought you the Ford Aerostar. Working with Nissan allowed Ford to cut into Chrysler's lead in this segment without spending billions of dollars on research and development. I'm sure they had an investment there, but it was nowhere near what it would have been had they to develop their own new minivan. At the end of the day, the Villager was way more Nissan than it was Ford. It was good at being a minivan. You could fit up to 7 passengers. You could carry a lot of cargo. It was easy to drive, and it was relatively reliable. Yes, there was a second generation Villager, and that's something we'll cover in another video. The thing to point out here is that second generation's lifespan was only 3 years, and sales declined pretty rapidly over that 3 years. The biggest problem for the Villager was it was so late to the party, and the minivan segment began to decrease in sales over time as the SUV became more and more popular. People realized you didn't need to run out and buy a minivan simply because you had a couple of kids come along. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button. That helps other folks see it. Also, consider subscribing. I have a lot of content like this on the channel. I have this video over here. It goes over the Aerostar, and we get into that from beginning to end. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Till next time, we'll see you.